Okay, another big part of beach processes is coastal erosion and coastal deposition. So let's go over and look at that. And again, there's animations on the course module for that. So make sure that you are watching those. I'll tell you which ones to look at here. So when the waves come into the coast, they are depositing material, but they're also eroding it due to the wave action. When the wave pulls back, they usually, remove stuff, particles from the beach. When they break onto the shore, they deposit material onto the beach. So we have these erosional coastlines, and California is a really, really good example of this, where you get all these different features based on the wave activity, and they will alter the shape of the coast. And there's a video on there on the beach processes on the coast in the chapter module, so make sure you pay attention to that. And this is from your book, so pay attention to that. So this is very common in California, where we have this type of coast where you get the refraction there, and eventually it's going to erode this down, and we're going to get deposition, and this is going to move out, and so it's going to change the shape of the coastline. And so we get all these different types of features. Arches, for example, and these wave cut platforms like this. We have these up on the 101 between Santa Barbara and Ventura. You get collapsing cliffs. Again, that's going to be a huge problem in California later. So we get longshore drift, so make sure you watch that video, that animation in the chapter module. And that's a very common way to get deposition. Lagoons, tobolos, these are all depositional and erosional features. Beaches we're all very common with, but these are just sand particles that originally started as rock fragments that are washed out to sea and then constantly deposited back. Okay, so there's our longshore current. Here's the wave direction. So the wave comes in, deposits material, then takes some back, and so forth and so on, all the way down. So the beach drifts down this way. It moves the sand down this way, according to the current. And again, watch these two videos or these two animations in the weekly module, and they'll give you an animated version of how this works. So again, just another, here's again the depositional feature, this barrier spit, for example, the bay barrier, wave cut platform, all of these are actions related to the constant activity of waves upon these beaches, where they move the sand and they cut into the rocks and so forth. Again, black sand, volcanic sand here in Hawaii. And another big one is what we call these barrier islands, where you get depositional features that you can see it right here. You get drainage from rivers that create these, the sediment builds up, sand builds up, vegetation will start to take root, and you get these barrier islands. They're very long, but very, very skinny, if you will, not very far across, and also hardly any elevation. But people like to live there, so they'll build homes out there on occasion. And if there's a big storm, for example, that's what happens, is it will flood and wash away these homes. Okay, then we'll talk about coral in the next part.